Okay. Looks like we okay. Greetings, Franklin Township. I'd like to welcome everyone to Tuesday Night Talks. We're here once again to talk to the Franklin Township community, address issues, talk about some relevant topics, and look forward to reading your comments and input along the way. We have a special guest tonight that we'll introduce in a moment, but I am Captain Sean Hebben. I am here along with the director, Director Mayweather, who we all know we're the regulars on the show, and we just want to again welcome the Franklin Township community and encourage you to join in on the conversation. I'm going to turn over to Director Mayweather to say a quick hello. Let's get this going.
All right. So good evening, everyone. We are here tonight with our special guest, the Somerset County Acting Prosecutor, Annmarie Taggart. And we are so happy to have you here with us tonight. This is a monthly tradition now in Franklin Township. You know, sometimes we do a lot of juggling to keep it going, but with the council meetings and other events in Franklin, and since COVID opened up, my goodness, we've been very busy. And I'm sure everyone sees us on social media and we keep going. I just hope that everyone's well tonight and you're here to listen to what we have to talk about. So, Prosecutor, you have been here now with us in Somerset County for how long?
For approximately 6 weeks.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Time goes by fast when you're having fun.
It really does.
It does. So tell us about yourself. I know, you're kind of a new face to Somerset County and everyone was excited. Everyone's anticipating, who the next prosecutor will be. But you know what? You are a prosecutor now and we're welcoming you to our Franklinites.
Oh, thank you so much, Director. And I so appreciate, being able to come on your forum and talk to the community and connect. Thank you, Captain, too, for organizing this. So as you said, my name is Annmarie Taggart. I spent the last 24 years at the Department of Law and Public Safety, the last 22 in the Division of Criminal Justice, where I served as a Deputy Attorney General, prosecuting cases involving organized crime, narcotics, human trafficking, all fraud, money laundering, official misconduct, anything you can imagine on a big scale. I was involved in those prosecutions. I am the Deputy Director over organized crime and specialized crimes at the Division of Criminal Justice. I also serve as the chairperson for the Attorney General's Human Trafficking Task Force. So for the past 24 years, I've dedicated my career to public service and to prosecuting crimes. So you can imagine how thrilled I was when I was asked to act as the Somerset County prosecutor. I am a Morris County resident, just a little north of you. So I'm familiar with Somerset County and all of its splendor. I love it here. It's a great office. We have great communities around here, great directors and chiefs that I get the pleasure of working with. So that's just a little bit about me.
Nice, nice. I know you know a lot of my friends down at DCJ now. That prosecutors world is very different. And, I always hear questions from citizens about, so, where is the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office in terms of dealing with the day-to-day crime? Like, how do they get involved? You guys don't have the big, black and white and black and yellow marked cars driving around town. So sometimes I think people kind of forget that you're behind the scenes, but you're in front of everyone because you lead the way. You guys are our bosses.
Right. So I think you're correct in that. Like, you're not going to see a black and white car with the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office logo on the side. You may not see uniformed Somerset County detectives out and about in the community, but that doesn't mean that we are not vital to the public safety here and elsewhere in the state. The prosecutor's office is the chief law enforcement office in the county. As such, we do lead investigations into the most serious crimes in the county. We also work with our local partners. We work with Franklin Township to supplement policing and to meet the needs of your community. We work with our other townships and municipalities in this area in coordinating investigations and working hand in hand in trying to supplement the resources that may be lacking on the local level. I think while certainly our local police departments are vital in that, you are connecting with the community on a daily basis, we're able to come in and we're able to help you in those endeavors. So that's kind of a little bit about what we do. We have different specializations. We have different trainings that our detectives and our assistant prosecutors are, experts, if we can call them experts in, such as, domestic violence, interviewing children, interviewing individuals who have suffered from various forms of trauma. We have crime scene investigators. We have like that extra that can help you in not only your detection of crime, our solving crime, also in the prevention of crime.
Yes. And, listen, we are side by side when it comes to, most of our major investigations. And whenever our officers or detectives have legal questions, they defer to your office as well. So, it's a daily interaction with the prosecutor's office. It's not like we're forgotten about or, we're working on our own. Never. I think we might call your name too much because Franklin.
Yeah, certainly we're not siloed. We're,
Right.
We're working all together.
Yes. And, a lot of times I see new faces in my building and I'm like, who's that? They're like prosecutors, detective. I'm like, oh, okay. And that's what I always assume anyway, when I see a new face in the building that they're from the prosecutor's office. So, but it's great. And, since I've been in Somerset County, I appreciate the support that, the staff there, Chief Voter, Stack and, Tom and all those assistant prosecutors and the detectives offer. So here's another question that I wanted to get out in terms of the initiatives. Now, what initiatives does the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office have that help develop, it's developing within our local community to get involved more?
So I think the most significant program that is led by the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office has to be Operation Helping Hands.
Mhm.
So if you or others aren't familiar with Operation Helping Hands, it's a prosecutor office detective run program that helps those who are afflicted with addiction. So it's like two tracks, the Helping Hands. If someone has experienced overdose or has experienced some kind of, chemically induced medical issue, our detectives can reach out to that person and connect them with the necessary services. Also, you may see the Operation Helping Hands van in your community and other communities around Somerset County. The beautiful thing about that is if you or a loved one are suffering from addiction, you can get help. You can walk to the van, you can get help, you can get connected with help, you can get resources that are necessary for help. It's not easy, that labyrinth of, getting services or helping your loved one. It can be a very frustrating endeavor. And with our detectives and with the other individuals dedicated to the mission, we certainly can help you connect with what you need.
Right.
So I think that's most significant.
No, you're right, because most times, crime and other issues, domestic violence and interpersonal relationships that, we're called to, it involves addiction or mental health. So yes, addiction is definitely.
Yeah, I think Helping Hands, if you look at it from a public safety standpoint, it's 100% on point. We're getting to individuals who are afflicted with drug addiction, who may commit crimes driven by their drug addiction. We're trying to get them before that happens. So if that's not public safety, I don't really know what is.
You're absolutely right. It's a full circle. It really is.
Yeah.
So, what services exist for victims? A lot of times, unfortunate things do happen, and people fall victim to things in our community. What services exist?
So here at the prosecutor's office, we have a victim witness advocacy office where we have advocates that would be assigned to each victim that could walk them through the criminal justice system, which in and of itself can be re-traumatizing, and also connect them with the services that they need. They can help get them compensation if they're entitled to it through the Victims of Crime Compensation Office. They can help them connect with different types of therapists that they may need, follow-up medical care, getting rides to and from court. Our victim service providers, our victim service advocates are amazing and dedicated individuals who, thanks to them, the outcome for a lot of these victims end up being something different than it could be otherwise. We also have, our Child Advocacy Center, which was just newly redone here at the prosecutor's office. The Child Advocacy Center is a safe space to bring children who have been victims of crime or who have witnessed trauma in their households. It's a safe, nurturing space where they can be interviewed by specially trained detectives to disclose what they've seen, to come forward with their the terrible things that have happened to them. I think that in and of itself, there's not detectives walking around with guns. It's not intimidating. There's murals on the wall. It's really very beautiful.
Right.
I think that in and of itself is a service for our victims. We could also bring vulnerable or, disabled victims to that space so that they feel, safe and nurtured when they're talking to police. So I think that's something else that, I'd like the community to know is there.
And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that your office also has services for domestic violence victims too.
Yes,
Mhm.
we do.
Yeah.
We have a domestic violence response team
Mhm.
that will respond to domestic violence incidents. We also have a sexual assault response team run by a nurse here that works very closely with our office. Recently, they just rolled out a strangulation protocol. We are one of very few counties in the state that have this strangulation protocol to make sure that our victims, not only of domestic violence, but of violence who may have been strangled during their assaults, that
Right.
they are given the help and the assistance that they need. Because in the past, it may have been overlooked. They may not have, police officers may have just taken a picture of their neck and thought, okay, that's all that's needed, when really it could cause serious medical conditions. And now we have services in place and the personnel in place who are specially trained to recognize that.
Right. And those nurses come out every time. That's
Yes.
awesome.
They're
That is
amazing,
awesome.
right?
They are. Yeah, I met one at the meeting. Yes. And I was so happy to hear that they had that for strangulation.
Mhm.
Because you're right, it's overlooked. People think it's a minor thing because you could breathe again, but they
Right.
don't realize all the structural damage that's done in the neck.
Mhm.
So, and this past week, I almost wanted to boycott the television because it seemed like every time, you turned on the TV this past weekend alone, there was just events all throughout our country. And, it really made you think like, and on our level, we're like, okay, are we prepared? And what can we do to, be proactive? So, we kicked it up this weekend, to patrol around our houses of worship and, just taking care of people, just being mindful of how people felt about what happened. What is Somerset County Prosecutor's Office doing to bring awareness to citizens and law enforcement during these types of events?
Yeah, so certainly the events of this past weekend were really troubling and really put, I think, all of us on edge. I'm glad to hear that you were able to up your patrols around houses of worship and other public events. that is something that, as the acting prosecutor, I did reach out to our chiefs and our chief law enforcement officers to see if they needed assistance in that area, if they needed to supplement police presence, because it's not only about being safe, it's about our communities feeling safe. And I think the presence of police definitely could put you at ease as you're going about your business, whether you have the supermarket or going to church. You know, these are people doing their everyday lives. Like they're just walking into the store and these horrific acts of violence are occurring. Importantly, we track all bias incidents that are occurring in the county. So not bias crimes necessarily, but incidents that may have an undertone of being motivated by bias. It could be something as simple as, someone calling someone a name that's racially motivated. Right. It could be graffiti that was found in a certain location. So by tracking incidents, and not only crimes, we can see where the hotspots are. We can see maybe where interventions needed. We can see where education maybe is needed. As you know, I've only been here 6 weeks, so but that was one of the things I did at the Attorney General's office is I did oversee our bias crimes unit. So I do have an understanding of what it looks like statewide, and now I'm getting a keen understanding of what it looks like here. We've especially designated AP specifically for bias crime. She reviews every incident and screens it for possible criminal action. We met with our superintendents this past week and to introduce myself and to kind of say, like, how can we help each other, and how can the prosecutor's office be more involved? Because sometimes these incidents do involve juveniles and involve really, it's an education thing. And I think we could all maybe partner together to do better in that area. But
I think one thing that happens in our communities when things like this happen, I think it makes us, in a sad way, makes us closer, because I felt like I went to the supermarket Sunday. I don't know, it felt a little somber in the supermarket, and I don't know, maybe I'm just more aware of certain things, but I thought it was a little more empty than it usually is. So I think, people might have thought twice, just scaled back a little bit. But, I was there and I had on my Franklin Township PD t-shirt, not even intentionally. Yeah. I went in there after I went to the gym and I had to run in real quick. And, someone said something to me and I thought it was funny because I'm like, yeah, I'm here. They probably thought it was planned, but I'm like, not so much. But I appreciate, I saw your email. I knew that, the prosecutor's office reached out, if we needed assistance. And I will say this, every time we need assistance, it's never even a thought. We also have 2 detectives that are on loan to the prosecutor's office because I know that the task force that's there does a lot of work in Franklin. So, that was a commitment that I did 2 years ago. And, we continue that. We continue that because I appreciate the connection and the partnership that we have. So do we have any, is there anything else you'd like to add, prosecutor? I'm sorry.
No, I'm just
okay. I'm sorry. So Captain Hebon, are there any questions from the community? Anything in the chat?
I just have one question here that was that came through Tap Into, who took taking in questions for just for your presence here. And one of the questions is hold on a second. There we go. As far as Somerset County, what is Somerset County specifically doing to help strengthen transparency in policing and improving on community and police relationships?
So here at Somerset County, we are led by the Attorney General's office and their efforts when it comes to transparency in policing. We're certainly dedicated to it. We think it's vital to gain the trust of the community. We follow all of the proper reporting protocols. We also do an additional annual report that will be coming out soon for 2021. We do the reporting of the IAs, the reporting of, the composition, ethnic and racial composition of our office, all of that is reported on the web. Having said that, I also think there's more work to be done in that area. And being new to this office, I'm identifying where we can maybe, make some changes. Chief Fodor and I were discussing having someone dedicated to our social media, and not make it like the 100th hat that someone wears, but someone that's really out there in the community and, getting the message out. And when an event occurs, they're involved with, immediate messaging to the community. I think I think that will be extremely important with connecting with the community. There's a Stop It app, which I can't take any credit for. It's been going on in this county for a couple of years, but I was very impressed with the platform of the Stop It app. I think it's a great way to connect with the community because it allows the community to anonymously report things to our office. Like, they cannot be tracked at all. There's not an IP address connected to it. They can report things to us. And also it allows us, if you subscribe to the service, we can report things out to you. So I think that's a great connection with the community. I'm sure, as you both know, Captain and Director, Somerset County completed the ICAT and the ABLE training, which is a de-escalation training for law enforcement. Somerset County was one of the first counties to complete the training all 700 officers. I think.
Don't forget us. Chiefs and directors had to sit through it also, Prosecutor. Yeah. And listen, they did not let us go home early.
Right. I think that's good.
Listen, I was almost like, okay, wait a minute. I have a sergeant telling me I got to stay here all day.
Yeah. I think, right. Yeah, I think those different things that were taught in those trainings are going to be shown in the community. I think that's all going to help with building trust. Yes. With the community when it comes to law enforcement. I think you're going to see a shift in the next couple of years. I think we're going to, it felt a little bit, a little contentious over the past couple of years. I think positive steps are being made so we can all come together, and we all have common goals. We all want to be safe and happy in our homes. And I think we'll get there together.
And that training, we did actual scenarios, just like the officers, because I mean, quite frank, I don't think I've been engaged with anyone like that since I was a captain. Right. So, and even then, Captain Heaven will tell you that's minimal. So it's been a long time. So it was interesting to see the chiefs, and the sheriff was there too, actually interact and have to go through those role-playing scenarios, and they had pretty good actors. You mentioned that we display or we publish the IAs. So I know not all of our community understand what the IAs are and how we publish that. Maybe we can elaborate a little bit on that.
So IA stands for Internal Affairs. They would be the number of internal affairs, which are investigations into misconduct by a law enforcement officer. So it may range from, violation of a rule or reg because of the uniform to like a use of force that was found to be actually violating, the use of force policy. So there's a spectrum of offenses that are investigated in the IA world. Right now, what's published is the number of internal affairs investigations that are conducted, how many are sustained, how many are not sustained, meaning how many were found to be true and discipline was imposed, as opposed to how many were found to be unsubstantiated, meaning there wasn't enough evidence to find that the events occurred and therefore that discipline should occur. So that is all out there for the public to see. It's right now, it's the number where it doesn't list like names or anything like that, but just the number and the nature of the offenses as well.
And we also have to, if an officer has a major discipline, we have to actually post that on our website. So I know all of the departments are doing that too.
Yeah, so for now, yes. So an officer's name who's faced major discipline, which would include more than 5 days suspension, termination, or demotion, would be listed on the website as well. So
Right.
the public can view that.
Mhm.
You know, Director, you were saying something before, and it just like, it got me thinking that you had to sit through that ICAT training, that ABLE training, and how eye-opening it was for you. Wouldn't it be great if we could get like community members to sit through some of these trainings and to see? The chief and I and for assistant staff have been in conversation with a group that we're hoping to get into Somerset County, which will, you know, engage with the community and teach them what they're teaching law enforcement.
Right.
And I think that would be a great tool for the community to have some understanding and some empathy, and for the law enforcement with all this training to have some.
I'm going to pitch this to you. We actually have a citizen academy. You know, feel free to come and do a session one
Absolutely.
night.
That'll be
Maybe
wonderful.
that'll be one of the events that this
Yeah.
group does for us. Yeah.
Yes, we
That's
will
excellent.
add you right into the curriculum, you know, where your schedule permits. So
Let's talk about that. That's interesting.
absolutely, yes. And you know, one other thing for the transparency is new, but it's not so new. The traffic stop data, you know, officers are required to calculate that. And we
Yes,
report that.
I don't, yes, but all of that has not been put out there yet, I don't believe.
Well, in Franklin Township, we started.
You started collecting it, but it hasn't been pushed out yet, correct?
Well, if people have asked for it, we've
Okay.
given it up. We started because we were gearing up for it, because you know, it's not for lack of trying. Technology kind of, you know, impedes you when you want to do these initiatives. So, you know, it does it in the system. So we started practicing doing it. And the main reason is because I don't know if you remember when NJ.com put out different numbers, and we wanted to make sure our numbers were right.
Correct.
So we track it ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Franklin Township in general, I mean, from what you were describing earlier, just regarding transparency and and just the community efforts in general, even with Helping Hands, and you know, our community engagement has been one of the focal points of what we've been doing in the township. Just really focusing in on bringing the police department out into the community, engaging in far beyond just, you know, solving crime and patrolling the streets. It's really about just becoming part of the conversation, a part of the day-to-day lives. We have officers that are doing, you know, things within the community to invest into the community. And hopefully that investment will pay off with a great relationship moving forward. You know, so far, you know, the Somerset County has been great with working with us on you know, on several tasks, and we hope to have more. You know, we have officers that are doing, you know, cooking classes, and we're doing, you know,
I heard that
Franklin
today.
Fit classes, and you know, the newest one is our Tradesman Program. You know, these are things where officers are taking their talents out into the community and saying, look, you know, let me show you what I know. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Let's grow together. And that's part of you know, what you were saying, the direction that things are going to, you know, where law enforcement is more than just one area. We're covering a bigger spectrum just to be part of the you know, just part of the community in general, is that investment.
And you know what? I'm losing through COVID. I'm losing my manners because, you know, you forget to invite people over. We just this weekend had the grand opening of the Franklin Township Youth Center. And I'm gonna tell you, walking through the youth center, seeing it live, and like, you know, we have our own YMCA, so to speak. I was going room to room thinking, oh, we could do this in this room. We could do this in that room. So, you know, I think between that partnership and then First Baptist also want us to get involved with their youth program. You know, we're really just trying to change the script here in terms of letting our youth and our community members know that we care. We don't just want to come when there's something
Correct.
horrific
Something
happening.
bad happens,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, we
Yeah.
support you 100% in these endeavors, so you know that. So
Yep.
yeah, that's just excellent.
Yeah. So Captain Hebben, do we have any other questions?
No other questions are in right now.
Okay.
So let me just double check really quick.
So you know what I wanted to ask you about? So how would someone go to report something on the Step It Up program?
On the Stop It app?
Stop it. What is
Okay.
it? Stop It app? Sorry.
So you can
I'm thinking about Bobby Brown and his CrossFit class.
You can get the Stop It app at any of the app, Google Play or Apple App Store. You download the app, you put in the code Somerset, New Jersey, and that gives you the Stop It app. So once you're there, the application, you can open the application and you can just, you can write as much or as little as you want. Like I said, it is an anonymous tip, but it allows us to engage back with you as well. So it is monitored 24/7, which is excellent. So if it's something, like you think this is happening, it's something of an emergent matter, really you should call 911, but let's say it's, it will get immediate attention, which is really important. So yeah, I think
that sounds interesting. I don't think we'll probably use it because I think my IT department might yell at me if we add one more software to our system. Because I don't know if we talked about this on Franklin, our Tuesday night talk, but we have Q-Hit, which is a customer-based survey. So after our officers leave someone's home, like within 24 hours, they get a survey and asking about their interaction with the police officers. So
yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah, and you can learn a lot from that, right? That's why you always get one every time you leave, Bloomingdale's.
Right. No, I thought I had furniture. Right. I had furniture delivered and like within 15 minutes of them leaving, how was your, delivery?
Right.
So it's the same concept. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I think it's important to get that kind of feedback because, as the director and as captain, we don't always know what's going on.
No.
Right.
In these interactions. And sometimes communication isn't the best between the parties.
Right.
Sometimes, other things happen that are out of our control. And it's good to be able to communicate that to us. We can address it if it needs to be addressed, or at least explain it so that,
Well, the great part now is when people do that, guess what? Now we just go straight to the body cam.
right.
Straight to the body cam.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, one of the amazing things about the body cam, how easy it is, for supervisors to evaluate the officers too. You don't have to be there all the time. You just click in and you see what's going on. And, I have seen a lot of body cam footage now where I say, they did a great job.
Right.
I have not, I haven't yet. I've seen some citizens not so, and I'm like, these are little clips I want to use, get permission to use later where I say, this is what you should not do,
Right.
interacting with the police officer. But, I'm amazed at, how much they maintain their composure and how cool they are and, how, professional they are when they're dealing with the community. So whether it's the body cam or that's just how they always were, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, any closing words, prosecutor?
So again, I just want to thank you for having me here tonight. I'm still relatively new to the office. It is one of my goals to get into the community and see what's going on and see how Somerset County can continue to do the great and effective work that it does. I'm so thankful for your partnership, and I'm so thankful to be able to, address Franklin. So thank you. I'm so thankful to be here. This is
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I am just so happy once a month to have another woman in the room. So,
yes.
I'm sorry, guys, you watching this, but
Yep. Well, I will be there for as long as I can.
but I fit right in. It doesn't bother me. It's all right.
Yeah, and we will welcome you back anytime anytime you want to join us. It's an open forum. The community would love to hear from you, and and that's we do this on a regular basis.
Right.
All right. I don't know if you want to stick around, but we do have some things upcoming. I know you're busy, so if you wanna, if you gotta run, I get it. I'm just gonna talk to the town a little bit about some upcoming programs that are coming up for the upcoming months in the summer. And I said, you're welcome to hang on, or if you need to hop off, it's up to you.
And listen, you're welcome back next month if you want. Just let us know. You don't have to stay, you can come in, pop in 5-10 minutes.
Come and say quick hi.
It's not formal.
Thank you so much. If it's okay with you, I'm going to stick around. I'll just stop my video and mute my mic.
Oh, sure, that's fine.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Let's see. All right. So we like to thank her, and just to talk a little bit about the some of the upcoming programs. As the director already pointed out, we were very much part of the grand opening of the youth center, which was met with much success. It was a great turnout, great programs, great building, and the police department is very much part of the conversation there. We have some programs that we're doing within the youth center. I know it was some questions asked about what are we doing to participate in the youth center. We're very much in there, and the purpose of us being there is really not for just a security standpoint. We're actually it's community engagement. We're doing basketball programs. We got our Franklin Fit program has moved from being out in the street, working out, in our parking lots, to being within.
Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
I was horrified. I was so happy when Councilwoman Francois, pushed the issue about us going inside. And I'm like, and as it got darker and colder, I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm like, what are these kids doing? But they kept coming back every week. So
I'll say this, it showed dedication, because most people, myself included, have a tough time going to a beautiful, very expensive gym with all of the perfect equipment, and these kids were out there really working it out on in a parking lot, and really doing a phenomenal job pushing weights that I can't manage. And I was very impressed of the dedication.
I was proud of all of you, but I was, as a mom, I was horrified. I was like, oh my goodness. And the parents kept bringing them back. That told me the level of trust that the parents had in the police. And you know what? I will say this, no kids got hurt.
Nope.
So that was the other part of it. No one got hurt. None of our officers got hurt.
Wow.
Well, on duty. Our officers, they go and they play these sports off duty and they get hurt. And I'm like, but it's just showing you that we do take care of them. Listen, when they're with us, they're our kids.
Yeah. And look, and we have, we have several officers out there. They monitor, they coach, they cheer them on, they make sure that their form is great, that they're doing just excellent work, and they're taking them up slowly and building them up, making them healthier, stronger, and building confidence. And that's really
you said healthier. Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about our partnership with RWJ.
Oh, no, it's with Rutgers Health. Yes.
Isn't Rutgers Health RWJ?
Rutgers Health is going to be introducing, coming and joining us in some of our efforts at Franklin Fit, and it's a good partnership. And they're going to be bringing the health and nutrition aspects to what's happening. So not only are the kids going to be building their strength and their and their confidence, but they're going to be getting the nutritional tools and stuff that they need to eat right and know how to take take the fitness and put it together with the nutritional end and just build a better self. So that is, something that we're very happy with. And it really came from, just the efforts that went down over the past couple of years. Detective Brown pulled a phenomenal program together that was very well recognized. He got recognized by the Attorney General for what he's doing. And look, Franklin Township should be proud. We're leading a charge of doing things. We're not just going down a popular road. We're going down uncharted territory to do things, to step out and be top at what we're doing within the community. So Franklin should be proud of that. Our cooking program, same thing. We had phenomenal success with our Cooking with Cops program. It was recently featured on the radio. We had if you go on our Facebook page, you'll see we have clips from the interview. The programs that we're launching are really turning some heads, and they're seeing some things that are happening here in Franklin that are really catching on. Other towns are looking and seeing what we're doing, and they're liking it and asking questions. So
sometimes I think you guys are just, it's a little risque sometimes, it is.
I mean, think about it though. I mean, just the success of the Cooking with Cops program, how we started off, at 935 Hamilton Street, doing it there with a small group.
With these kids chopping, though, these kids could chop better than me. And I mean, I've been more than half my life, but I'm like, it goes back to like them working out outside. They're chopping vegetables but no one's ever got hurt.
Right.
And, Detective Burwell, he teaches them how to do it, skillfully, he watches them. And we partnered with Stagehouse.
Yeah, Stagehouse Tavern now has partnered with us for the last several classes. The students actually do their final classes at the Stagehouse restaurant along with their chefs. They prepare the meals, they serve, they invite their families in, and they have a wonderful day of the students prep the meals, serve the families, and they all sit down together. They have their graduations, get their certificates.
They get high school credits for that too, right?
And you get high school credits. Yeah. Yep. So I mean, these programs are really taking off into something special. We have a lot of some of the supermarkets have caught on and donated food and contributed food, because cooking for 8 kids on a regular basis is not cheap, and they're not cooking individual small meals. They're making meals and bringing those entire complete platters home to their families, and their families are eating what they cook each week. So it's the families are getting.
I gotta admit, I haven't tasted anything yet, but okay.
Oh, I did, and it was great. I think I had like a chicken Alfredo. They have chicken franchise. They're steaming.
All right, Sean. Okay, Sean. All right.
Chicken and waffles.
Listen, you could tell who likes to eat, right?
Yeah,
Listen, but in the summertime, we're gonna step it up too and let them serve the seniors at First Baptist. So
yes,
working
on that. But so just to and then also we just launched our Tradesman Program, which is another great one. The students are getting credits for that one as well.
Now, what do they do in the Tradesman Program?
They're learning how to work with tools and how to do small construction projects.
Are they doing carpentry also?
Carpentry work. Some of our officers that have talent in that area are really working on. They have a workshop set up, and they're learning how to work with all of the with all of the power tools, and so they'll be able to make small repairs around their home, fix things, and hopefully spark an interest in the construction trade as well. The trades are very important, and if we're a lot of times those are things that are sometimes in our school systems are not are not there anymore. They're just not part of the academic processes.
You know,
throughout
everyone
the
wanted
country.
math. Everyone wanted math and science, and
Yes.
you know, yes, those are important, but you know, everyone doesn't, you know, do the same thing. Everyone, you know, has different skills, and we're missing it's hard to find a good
It
carpenter
is,
or like,
especially right now.
yeah,
It's a simple handyman to do something. Where are you going to find that? So you know, we're participating in building those skills. And look, the Franklin Township has let us know that that is in demand, because when we put the application out there, within 24 hours, we had so many applicants that wanted to be part of this program that we are, you know, growing the program to try to accommodate more.
and
So it's definitely a need. All right. And
what about in the so in the youth center, also looking around the way classes are set up, you know, our law in the community program that will partner with Noble, National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives. It teaches young people and adults, you know, how to interact with the police. You know, the premise of that is during a traffic stop, you know, what the person should and should not do. And believe it or not, a lot of people are still unclear about, you know, what are their rights during a traffic stop? You know, what can the officer ask for or require you to do during a traffic stop? So it's so important. And I'm hoping that during the upcoming school year in September, that we get to partner with Franklin Township Board of Ed to offer that during their driver's ed course, because I think that is so important for our young people and older people sometimes to know, you know, and they can share that with other people. That's the point of what we do with these.
Yeah.
We want to teach them to teach other people.
Yeah. So just a quick rundown, because I know we're winding down, but just a quick rundown of some of the summer events that are coming that everyone could look forward to. We have biking with cops that's starting, you know, at right after Memorial Day. We're gonna have flyers posted, and of course, you could always find out everything that we have going on the Franklin Township website under the Police Department Community Relations Bureau. We always have our advertisements there, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Our Youth Police Academy is going to be starting in July 14th through the 22nd. And the applications for that are due on June 1st. So if you're interested in becoming part of the Youth Academy, where the youth will learn how to, you know, how to do some of the things that law enforcement do. If you have a young one that has an interest in law enforcement, or is just looking for a constructive, fun way to spend the summer, this is a great program. They get some physical fitness, because they do you know, some physical fitness, as well as some classroom learning, hands-on. The state police will usually bring their helicopters. We have you know, hands-on training in you know, investigations. They do you know, things in during simulated traffic stops. It's a great program. The youth love it. A lot of them try to come back year after year. So that's coming up July 14th through the 22nd. Again, applications are due on June 1st. We talked about the Cooking with Cops. They're going to have more classes coming in the summer, coming right after when school ends in June. Applications will be available online if you are interested in cooking with cops. And the next tradesman class, which we also just spoke about, they'll be taking applications at the end of June for that as well. So as these young folks are coming out of school, they could go right into these programs and really sharpen some skills. Coming up in August, we have National Night Out that we're working on now. It'll be at the municipal complex. We'll be working that along with some of the other with recreation, and we also have, you know, some here it is, a bicycle rodeo that's going to be. It was supposed to happen in was it last week or the week before, but it got rained out. It's going to be bicycle safety. They're going to be giving away bicycle helmets, as well as we're going to have
Who sponsored that again?
say that again.
Who sponsored the helmets?
That is the Penn Health,
Mhm.
working with Penn Health on the bicycle rodeo. You know, we also have a young man who actually custom outfits bicycles, and he'll be there at the bicycle rodeo offering services, as well as having bikes that he has put together that he's going to be donating. So we're going to have those there probably through a raffle of some sort for those customized bicycles. And if you want to come and learn how to customize your bicycle or just be part of the event, learn bicycle safety, you know, get bicycle helmets, just, you know, come out to the bicycle rodeo. It's going to be June 11th at the Franklin Middle School from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock p.m., sponsored by your Community Relations Bureau. And also, finally, the Department of Motor Vehicles will be back again doing on-site motor vehicle commission transactions. So if you need to get that real ID or turn in some plates or renew a vehicle, you'll be able to do it right here in the township on July 28th from 10 to 2. If you go onto our website, you'll be able to link to the registration, because you need to register in advance before you come. But it's easy, and you can get it done right on site. It's a lot more convenient than going and waiting in the motor vehicle commission buildings.
Yep.
Right.
And if you have to do like me and run home and get additional documents.
That's it. You're right down the block. That's it. But yeah, tons of stuff coming. Please just stay tuned and keep an eye on what we're doing. Link with us on social media, and you could be part of everything that we have going on.
Thank you, Captain Hevan. And I just want to say, you know, one last time, a special thank you to Prosecutor Taggart. I appreciate her coming on. And, you know, listen, this is how we are able to maintain, you know, the partnerships that we have. Is just by talking and communicating. So we appreciate all of you for watching. There you go. She's back. Again, thank you for coming on tonight. This is, like I said, you're always welcome back. Anytime you want to come on, just give us a shout and we are there. I'm sure we will talk to you and see you sometime during the month before that, though.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me. This was my pleasure, and you know, it was fun.
Yes.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Until the next time.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Good
All
night.
right. Good night.